she said, I'm Janie Ravenhurst, and I believe that women are the untapped resource of the world. The minute you actually bring a woman into the picture, suddenly everything changes.
Yes.
Things that were not for the better. And things that you thought were not possible suddenly become possible. I've seen amazing things overseas where women start becoming business entrepreneurs, selling their crafts. They actually get paid a fair price for their crafts, and suddenly they have enough money to now build a school, and all the money goes back into the village, and the village flourishes. And I'm sure most of those people are thinking, why didn't we do this sooner? You know, why didn't we give the women a little bit more power? Because our village actually benefits from it. And it's really an amazing aha moment for a lot of these places. One woman, she got a fair price for her goods. She actually bought a cow in India. She went into a milk and cheese and yogurt kind of business. She was able to retire her husband. And now they're considered wealthy people in India, only because she got a fair price for her crafts, which usually are seen as what's so special about crafts. But it's an avenue for those women to become entrepreneurs and make a difference in the world. And so here in Canada, we are no different. What I'm finding is that women keep themselves silent and small. They do that because it's expected for women to be delicate, gentle, nurturing, which is fine, but always giving of themselves and never actually helping themselves. And what happens is women tend to sort of disappear. And it's only when you realize that's not what you were here for. You were here to be strong, to be capable, to be able to pursue your dreams and goals, so that the younger girls who are following you can see what you can achieve. That they don't have to be a certain way to be great. They don't have to be a certain way to be accepted. That they can be who they want to be. They can be strong and they won't be laughed at. Or they can be strong and not called, you know, lesbians because they're strong, or because they're athletes, or because they renovate houses. That means nothing. They're people just like men. And they can achieve amazing things. Once the floodgates open, and this book is like one of those floodgates, once the floodgates open, suddenly you see something in front of you that you've never thought possible. And it's like that aha moment, that what I call stepping through a lighted doorway, not knowing what's beyond. And suddenly this larger space opens up for you that you never knew was there before. And you walk through and you do something else, and you continue and continue, and you go faster and faster through these doorways that now start opening up for you. And as women, more of us need to be strong and stand up for that. Now, my story was, of course, I was always very independent, and I was always very much an adventurer, and my mom thought I would never get married. Well, she was close. I got married once, and that was it. And one of the reasons that my marriage didn't succeed was because my husband was a traditionalist, and I was not. And not that I didn't want to have children, it wasn't a driving force for me, but it ended up that wasn't something in my cards. There's something else in my cards. There's something where I want to actually motivate women to become what they were meant to be, not what they have decided to sort of give up on and sort of become by default. Okay? There are so many things, if you look inside yourself, what you are capable and what you can do with your lives, you'd be amazed. Probably in another 5 years, you won't believe who you've become if you only just follow your dreams and pursue what really, really makes you alive, makes you want to live every day, because there's something there that really turns you on. Now, it could very well be that you are a traditional woman. You love children, you love having a family, you love cooking, and I love cooking too, actually, and doing all those things that's normally considered the woman's role. That is perfectly fine. If that is what turns your crank, then that is what you need to follow. But if, like me, that doesn't fall in the category that turns your crank. For me, travel, adventure, helping people, helping women overseas to become entrepreneurs, that's the type of thing that drives my crank. And also doing things like renovating houses, which was usually left for men. And people always wonder, why are you doing that? Well, I really enjoy it. and people are always wondering why. And it's like, well, that's just something, for some strange reason, that's the way my genetics came together. And that's what has made me alive and happy and healthy as well. So I want to finish off just by saying that, yes, please read my story. I hope that, and the goal is that by writing that story, perhaps some of the mistakes I made, some of you may have also made, and perhaps you are on the verge of making, and perhaps by reading that story that will change your mind, or that you pass that story on to younger girls and they learn from it. But even more importantly is to actually show the stories to men, because men are trained to be a certain way too, the way society accepts them or seems to accept them. And I think they are just as much squashed down as we are, only it's not quite as obvious. They have to be big and strong, and they have to do certain things, and if they don't do those things, then they're deemed as gay or something else, or they are also held to certain rules that society has forced upon them, so that perhaps they can't become the real people that they want to become as well. So I'm hoping that my story will help you. I call it hanging by my fingernails, because my fingernails were what got me out of the hole that I had created for myself, and I clawed myself out of that hole by every little thread of strength that I had, and I hope I never have to claw myself out quite so far again. I have used them since, mind you, but I tend to not have to use them quite as aggressively as I had to in the past, and hopefully that story will help you too. So remember, you are the untapped resource of the world. You have incredible power and strength inside of you. Do not hide it. Bring it out and use it and become who you were meant to be. Thank you very much.